Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Michael Beer, and alongside of me is my co-host, Ed Fletcher. And we're here to make you guys next up. Ed, how you doing?
Doing awesome, Michael. Thank you for asking. We have a guest this week named Ryan Cruz, who is the founder of a company called Muvez, which is a company from Shark Tank, actually. So, Ryan, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, what's up, guys? Happy to be here. My name is Ryan Cruz, founder, CCO of Muvez Footwear. Muvez Footwear is a convertible slipper that uses detachable soles to help someone transition from indoors to outdoors in one easy step. So just real quick, a little visual. It looks like a sneaker, but actually it's a house slipper. You can pop the insides out, use the inside slipper when you're inside and the outsole when you're outdoors.
Yep.
So that's
It's revolutionizing the slipper.
It's actually it's funny because I actually have a pair. My Santa bought me one, or actually I guess Santa made me one for Christmas.
Smart man.
And
he's a good dude, I heard.
Yeah, he is a good dude. They're so cool. They're so comfortable. They're super light. It's awesome. So Ryan, we start our guests off with the same question every single time, and that's what inspires you to be next up.
I guess what inspired me is really my family. The fact that my grandparents came here to America to give us a better life, and then my parents followed that up with just pushing it to the next level and giving me a great childhood and giving me a great life. I feel like it's like an obligation to kind of give that back to them and just not let them down. So and then obviously the future family, but really just family in general, just really pushed me to be next up.
That's awesome. It's really cool. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, so let's go right to where the idea for Muvez came from. How did it start?
So I first dreamt the idea when I was back in college. I was studying industrial design at EdgeIT, and they had tasked us with a project to invent or reinvent a consumer good. So I looked around and I started brainstorming to some things that I felt like I could improve on, and I came across my dad's old house slippers. They're always beat up, torn up. He's always getting out of the house with them. So I was just like, no one's really paying attention to the slipper market. I feel like there's an avenue here, and it could be a lot better. So I started working on it, and we developed the dual sole, being able to go indoor, outdoor without ruining the slipper, keep you comfortable, cool, convenient, and just look good when you're outside, because no one wants to see someone walking around in their slippers out and about. So
Right.
we decided to do something about it, make something special.
It's interesting. The idea is it solves so many problems. It's
yeah.
And the shoe's so comfortable.
Yeah, thank you, man. And I had thought the same, and I was excited to present it to my class and to my professor. But when I did, it was I didn't get the standing ovation that I hoped for. It was more of a confusion, I think because I had a small prototype, people were confusing it for kids' shoes or what the purpose was for. But and then the professor told me that there was no market for the product, and he gave me a C, which is all good. We passed through, and the rest is history. But yeah, it was a experience for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good life lesson there, right? You got a C on your project, which basically is, a C is not a fantastic grade. But
yeah.
I mean, just because one person tells you that it's not a great idea, doesn't mean you should not pursue it.
That's true.
Keep chasing whatever you believe in.
That's true.
Yeah,
So
he wasn't the first.
Right. It happened multiple times.
Yeah, for sure. I've been doing this for a long time, and have been always trying to approach investors when I first started, to get the money and the capital behind it,
Right.
To be able to make it happen. So there's a lot of people that doubted, didn't think it would work, but we're proving it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool. So obviously moving on to investors, you guys managed to get on Shark Tank. Can you talk about that process and how that happened?
Yeah, so that was out of the blue kind of thing. We were just running the business. We were trying new things to get the word out there, running ads, just doing anything we can to make it stick. And luckily, one of our ads caught the attention of a Shark Tank caster producer, and they reached out to us asking us if we were interested in being on the show. And at first, I was like, "There's no way. This is not a real email.
Yeah.
This can't be really happening. It's just too good to be true," type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
And when we found out that it was a great experience, and we knew it was an opportunity that we couldn't pass up on.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely don't want to pass up on Shark Tank.
No, not at all. It was hard to get on. It's hard to get on there and stay on there because we got the first casting call, we had to do a lot of paperwork. We had to do pitch videos, submission videos, just to get the point across and let them know that we're serious about it and we're going to make not only make a good deal but also make some good TV for them.
Right. So for clarity here, you just got you got the chance to be able to present, or one?
So yeah, I mean the original email is just like, hey, are you interested? And then it's like, yeah, we're interested, of course. And they're like, okay, well, show us who you are, show us, a little bit about your personalities, introduce yourselves, and then, send that video in. So we did that, and they were like, okay, now show how you're going to pitch the product on Shark Tank. And then we did that, and, in between there's paperwork and conversations and coaching sessions and stuff like that to get you prepared. But overall it was hard, but, obviously worth it to be on that show.
Yeah,
cool. 100% worth it to be on that show.
I would have worked every day.
Can you talk about like the process of negotiating a deal on Shark Tank? Like, how does that work?
I mean, I guess the first thing and foremost was the pitch, like crafting the perfect pitch that would get the attention of the Sharks for them to even want to negotiate with you. So that was a hard process. Luckily, the Shark Tank producers had sent us like 2 coaches that, were specifically assigned to our team, and they just helped us get the pitch right. They didn't do it for you at all, but they would just let you know if you're going in the right direction or if you need to improve on things. So that was a daunting task, just being able to get it right. But I just watched hours and hours of Shark Tank pitches and just like seeing what they wanted, what makes their eyes light up, what makes for good TV, and what kind of deals they'd be looking for. So luckily I had a pitch in mind, and just getting that pitch down and right was like very important. But then after that, just being prepared to know your numbers, being prepared to answer all the questions. And there's 5 sharks up there, and they're all shooting questions at you left and right. They're not waiting for each other. They're kind of battling for your attention and watching to see who you're going to pay more attention to. Luckily for us, we had 3 guys up there, so it was kind of easy to divide the room and answer, field all these questions. But just being able to be confident in what we're talking about and the belief we had in the product, and then just after that, just being able to have the right evaluation so that they don't think you're crazy or naive or insane. So, making sure that they know you're realistic. So we felt like we had all those things, and luckily we came out a bit on top. So that was great.
That's cool.
That's really awesome.
So I'm an avid Shark Tank viewer, and so I saw your guys' pitch, amazing, loved it. And to your point on valuations, a lot of people go up there asking for like these massive, insane valuations that have no like merit. So if you're doing like $20,000 a month, but you're asking for like a $2 million valuation, that just doesn't correlate. It's just asinine, actually. It really is.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful will rip you apart.
That kind of stuff. No, he will. But you guys asked for 25% at 200K. What was it?
We initially asked for 200K for 15%.
Okay, 15%.
Yeah. So we ended up having to negotiate up to 25.
Okay.
So yeah.
Right, but I mean, still, that's better than what most people get on Shark Tank, because they go in asking for $2 million, and then they end up the Sharks value their company at like $600,000. It's like, slow your roll, kid. Yeah. So we were really, we wanted to watch out for that for sure, and luckily, Mr. Wonderful had said to us that it wasn't a crazy evaluation, more of a crazy risk. So it's all good. No, it is all good. No, that's awesome.
So Damon John ended up investing.
Yes.
You want to talk about what happened? Like, all right, so like you get the investor. What's next?
So now that we have Damon John on board after Shark Tank aired and everything's going great, we just continue to keep him in the loop on things. But people may think that the Shark's going to be holding your hand and doing all this work for you. They're just not. They're too busy doing their own things and making their own making their own moves. So they really rely on you to be the expert on your own business and kind of give you the autonomy to run the show how you need to. And that's what we've been doing. We've just been doing it how we think is the best way to go about our business. And he's been supportive and encouraging, and we just keep him in the loop on things.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, it must be pretty awesome to talk to Damon John. even if you guys didn't get any investors, it's just a crazy opportunity, and also to be aired on TV too also boosts your sales.
I mean, that was the whole blessing, and I think we would have been able to grow the brand and get a lot of sales even if we didn't land an investor, but just like having the vote of confidence not only from a shark but from like the fashion guy, I think really took part in the whole explosion that happened that weekend and throughout that. And it's been like almost a year now since we've been removed, and we're still seeing the effects of it. Shark Tank is just a blessing.
Yeah, it really is. No, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's really kind of. Go ahead.
I was just saying, Damon, giving his vote of confidence was also a very special moment and something that we will forever, be grateful for towards him.
Yeah, it's crazy to me how some people in the world, like celebrities, basically, have such an impact on so many different people. This one guy says that you should buy this, and the sales go by hundreds of thousands or millions even. It's just ridiculous how much power some people have.
Yeah,
over markets.
But a lot of respect to him though.
Well, yeah,
he's Damon John.
Yes.
Yeah. He put in the groundwork himself, and he's one of the guys that did it. So it's always good to learn from those kind of guys.
Exactly. Ryan, so you started this massive shoe company.
It's not massive yet. Hopefully we'll get massive. But right now we're just starting out.
from a perspective from all the way down on the street, and you guys are up top like 20th floor of the skyscraper. You guys are pretty big.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Do you have any advice for college students or anybody trying to start their careers and stuff?
Yeah, man. One of my main things would just to be mentally strong, to be prepared for what you're getting yourself into going down this path. It's not easy. It takes a lot of sacrifice, long nights, hard work. But as long as you're mentally strong, you're mentally prepared, I think you'll be able to grind it out. But mental strength doesn't happen overnight. It's something that you work on. So I just implore all those kids out there trying to go through this thing, just try to work on your mental strength, to read, to listen to audiobooks instead of listening to music and when you're in the gym or in the car. Constantly be talking to people that are in the position that you want to be in. Find mentors. Just find people that have done it and just feed off of their energy and their experiences, because it'll get you where you want to be quicker. And it's super important to always be learning.
Yeah, surround yourself with people who are better than you, and you'll come up to their level, hopefully.
Right, exactly.
That's another thing. Even the people that are around you, not even just mentors and people to look up to, but also your peers and your friends. Make sure they're on the right path and they're feeding you positivity, and just be careful with who you're around and what you put into your own energy.
Right, and I think another thing too, and back to your point about mental toughness, we just had a guest 2 weeks ago who founded a startup called Waves. He talked about emotional intelligence, which is kind of the same thing. And going into like starting your own company and stuff, it's hard. It's really hard, and you have to be prepared, mentally tough, and have a little bit of emotional intelligence to be able to push through the really bad days, because there are very many bad days compared to the good days.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it's an interesting.
Easy, everyone would do it,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I actually have one more quick question before we end off here. You said you made the first prototype in college. How did you like draw it, or did you use like a program? Like, how did you make a prototype?
It started out with drawings, sketches, and then once I figured out what I wanted to do, I threw it into a 3D modeling program, and then luckily I was able to, because I went to NJT, we had some things accessible to us. I was able to 3D print a small little 5-inch model of it and show how it worked with just over-the-counter materials. I had like pourable foam that rose inside the sole to make like a foam sole with a 3D printed outsole, and it showed it worked. So it was definitely the first step for all this to happen. But yeah, that's how I made the first one.
So cool. That's sick.
Shout out to you guys for chasing this stuff and doing your thing too, because it's not easy, but
it's really not easy. Okay, so that's all we have.
I think that's it.
That's cool. Ryan, we really appreciate you coming on the podcast. I mean, Shark Tank, Damon John.
I love this episode. It's fantastic.
Even the shoes. I'm telling you, the shoes are fantastic.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It was, getting to know you guys was cool. And if anything you need, I'm here.
Cool, Ryan. Thank you so much, and we hope to make you guys next up.